And we ask you please rise now to honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And now let's meet our starting lineups. First, for the Bishops. Starting at guard, senior number 3, Pearson Young. Starting at guard, senior number 14, Walker Andrews. Starting forward, junior number 1, F.A. Segaroglu. Starting at guard, senior number 20, Augie Brody. And starting forward, junior number 2, Desmond Roberts. And now the starting lineup for your Titans of Trinity. Starting at guard, junior number 12, Luke Fisher. Starting guard, senior number 14, DJ Covington. Starting forward, the junior number 23, Leland Golden. Starting at guard, the sophomore number 33, Alex Chapin. And starting forward, the junior number 34, Carter Schuma. Thanks, Coach. Andrew Blazer.
All right, welcome to this evening's broadcast here. We've got a technical foul to start the game. So Alex Shakin at the line. Unusual start, so I was looking for the jump ball, but we got the VES Bishops in town. Strong team coming in at 3-2, having played a really tough schedule. And Shakin makes the second of the 2 technical free throws. All right, I'm here. I'm Rick Hamlin. I'm joined by
Jack Toscano.
Jack Toscano.
Yes, sir.
The name sounds familiar to Titan alums who might be watching. That is the quarterback of our state championship football team, and this is Jack's first commentating, but you've seen him on the podcast several times. And ball game starts with a technical on VES. Titans hit 1 of 2 free throws, and Leland Coleman tries to add to the lead, but shot goes a little bit long. And VES, we're watching them in warm-ups. Look like they had a lot of good shooters. That first shot by Augie Brody did not go in. And Luke Fisher with a hesitation dribble. DJ Covington wide open 3, catches the back iron. And now Desmond Roberts secures the rebound. And there's Pearson Young. Oh, he looked to drop it off to the big man, F.A., but he couldn't handle it. A great pass by Chaykin to Luke Fisher for the left-handed layup, and the Titans have an early 3-0 lead.
A great fast-paced start.
Absolutely. So, Jack, I didn't really get a chance to ask you. Usually I like to ask my co-commentator just what they're looking for in a game, what they're excited to see, but that technical foul kind of threw off the intro.
Yeah.
What are you looking for here this evening?
I like a good physical brand of basketball, a lot of hustle, and just a lot of buckets, to be honest.
Yeah, well, we saw some physicality there by both number 1 for VES as we see the 3 there by Walker Andrews.
And there's those shooters we were talking about.
Yeah, and he comes in with a big shooting reputation. He had, I believe, 47 points in the last 2 games and hit, I think, 10 threes in those 2 games. So Andrews can really shoot it. But I was just going to say, a lot of physical play already between number 1, F.A. Sekaraglu and Carter Shuma as they were battling down there. I actually thought they could have called a foul on either guy as F.A. got him with the hook, but Shuma definitely gave as good as he was getting. There we see Walker Andrews with a turnover, steal by Leland Coleman. He takes it himself, goes to the left hand, missed it. But DJ Covington kept it alive. It went off of the Bishops and going to be Titan ball, tied at 3, just about 2 minutes in.
Just to comment on Carter Shuma, he's undersized, but he plays a very physical brand of basketball.
Yes.
You may see him get in foul trouble early, but we have some good subs to, account for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Really enjoy seeing what Carter brings. It's a nice block there by Pearson Young, and he let Alex Chaykin know about it. A little trash talk after the play. Another 3, and the Bishops have mostly looked for those 3-pointers so far. Head coach Darko Sadler has been at the helm for, I think, 4 years now. He succeeded Curtis Staples, who had a great run up there, and Darko's done a great job. He's been on the staff for many years as there's a turnover.
Trinity wanted a foul there.
Yeah, and you still got to catch that ball, though.
Sure.
But was some contact for sure. But Darko does a nice job. I believe he went to VES as well back in the early 2000s or late 90s, and he's done a nice job running this program for several years, and he was an assistant for years before that. But he could really shoot the ball himself, so his teams are going to be great shooters. And the previous coach, Curtis Staples, actually graduated from UVA as the all-time three-point shooter in NCAA history. So this program has a long history of great shooting. But there you saw him take it to the rack with Pearson Young getting the and one, trying to get 3 points the old-fashioned way. And the first foul of the game on the Titans is on Leland Coleman. Definitely can't afford to see him get in foul trouble as Young connects on the free throw. And the Bishop's going to go with a 2-2-1 full-court press. DJ does a good job picking it up before he gets in that coffin corner, and the press was handled nicely there. Good pass by Leland to Alex Chaykin for 3, and that's great basketball. You get the ball to the middle, draw 2 defenders, find the one of your certainly top shooters, and he had a shoulder square inside out. That's great basketball.
It's important for Alex Chaykin to get started early as he's had a couple rough three-point shooting games, but that was a great shot right there.
Yeah, he was on fire at Stewart in game 1 as there's that physical play by Carter Schumann, another and one. This time it's Desmond Roberts. Great take for the Bishops, but Chaykin had a great first game, did not shoot it as well Friday and Saturday, particularly Friday. He really struggled in his first home game, but it's great to see him make his first 3 tonight, and hopefully that'll get him going. He's certainly a guy that's capable of making 5-6 threes in a game when he's hitting. So second straight possession of an and one. So we talked about the 3-point shooting for the Bishops, but they've decided to attack the rim, and it's paid dividends here in the first 3.5 minutes or so.
Yeah, they
And-
definitely look like they're attacking the undersized Carter Schuma in the paint there.
Yeah, and that was, I mean, Carter got up off his feet and then bumped, and that's, going to be a foul almost every time. We got another technical. It looks like someone who wasn't in the book. I think it's going to be another technical on VES, and that was what their first technical was for, beginning of the game, I think. And now we have another player who apparently is not in the book. And so I think it's going to be 2 free throws. Well, first, Roberts will get his 1 free throw for the and one, and then I believe you're going to see the Titans get 2 free throws on the ball after that. And
What an odd start.
it is an odd start. And for Coach Sedler, the VES head coach, it is so frustrating to give away free points for a book malfunction, or not malfunction, but a mistake, where you have to have every player has to be every number in the book and correspond to the name. And I think it was number 10 who just checked in, David Basnight, must not have been in the book. And so you're just giving away free points here and giving Chaikin some confidence at the line.
Definitely.
And, I don't want to point fingers, but usually that's the manager's responsibility. And as a coach,
Got to be frustrating.
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you should probably have one of your assistants check. And maybe I've been in this position. I've been a coach who lost points this way, but man, it kills you in a game that could end up being really close. That's 3 just absolute giveaway points for the Bishops, which is unfortunate for them, but the Titans will take it. And now we're tied up.
I will say, in watching the Titans, first 4 games, they've handled the press really, really well.
Yeah, and that's a great backdoor cut. Really good execution on the play. And, for Coach Blazer and the staff, all you can ask for is that execution. Good rebound there.
Pass by DJ.
It was a great pass by DJ, absolutely. And a great cut by Chaikin. He's got to make the layup. Good take there by Coleman, but then trading turnovers where Coleman forced the pass, got intercepted by Basnight, but then Basnight double dribbled, and a little bit of a rough start, especially I will say, for VES, 2+ hour drive on a school night coming here. As you know, Jack, you've been here for 5 years as a Trinity student. This Estes Athletic Center can often get rocking. It's not right now. So it's not. It actually, in some ways, I think is an easier as the road team to get hyped up when it is a packed house. But we got a fairly, not empty gym, but certainly not a raucous gym. And I think you see the Bishops are just a little bit flat. But that's a nice stick back there. Pearson Young with the offensive rebound and the putback. Young coming in at 6'3", but looks like a guy who spent some time in the weight room, and he's got a good bounce to him.
He's a great scorer. From the start of watching this game, he has a 3-level score. 5
points already for Young. And Titans being patient. Shot clock down to 7 as Leland Coleman shoots the 3. Good rebound there by Walker Andrews, the senior. And Titans look to have gone zone here. Roberts misses another rebound for Coleman. That's at least 3 early rebounds. And a good take by Leland. Nice job there. And Titans going to call a timeout after the make. So 10-10. And this timeout give us a chance. I do want to give a warm welcome to all our viewers who might be VES fans tuning in tonight that couldn't make the trip to Richmond. I got my high school coaching start and teaching as well at VES. That's the only school I ever worked besides Trinity. So I've always said that besides Titans, VES, my second favorite team in high school sports. So great to welcome them here. And this has been a rivalry. VES was in the prep league for many, many years. So these schools used to meet twice every year in basketball, sometimes even a third time in the prep league tournament. I guess about 10, 12 years ago, VES switched conferences. And they're in I believe it's the VIC for boys sports and the BRC, Blue Ridge Conference for girls sports. So school's a little bit closer to them than having to make several trips to Richmond every year. But it's good to see these two old rivals meeting up again. And so far, it's looking like it's a contest that could be really a 4-quarter close back and forth is at least what it's looking like in the early going. That was a nice hesitation dribble there again by Pearson Young, who's probably been the best player in the early going, I'd say, for either team.
Like Carter Schuma's second or third foul, I believe. Second, I think.
Yeah, I think it's Schuma's second. You mentioned it even before he had picked up any fouls. I think that he's a guy that could tend to get in foul trouble. He just plays so physical, so that's going to be an issue all season for him. But I think Coach Blazer and the staff just want him to play as hard as he can while he's out there, and if he gets some fouls, they can live with that. But Cole Pridgeon's going to get his first action of the game, and nice execution on the inbounds. But Coleman gets a block, but Roberts collects and plays it back out front. I actually thought maybe the Titans caught a little break. I thought that was a shooting foul, but they said that Schuma fouled him on the floor before he got the shot up.
And Cole also brings a shooting element to the 5, so that's something to look out for.
Yeah, Cole has got some good skill. Now he doesn't have as much heft, although it helped him there almost because the big man, number 13, Billy Kudelka, who had just checked in for the Bishops, kind of shoved Cole, and Cole went flying. If that was Schuma, you might not have seen a call there because I don't know if he would have moved Carter Schuma, but and that took 3 points off the board for VES because they made the 3. So break there for the Titans. Another good execution, another good inside-out pass by Leland Coleman, and a 3 by DJ.
That's my boy. I've been telling him to shoot those 3s more, so I'm glad to see him get on the board early.
Yeah, well, pretty much you're responsible for those 3 points. I mean,
of course.
You told him to do it. You told him to shoot.
Looks like a shot clock malfunction.
Yeah, look at the clock just went out. I'm not sure we lost power here or what, but came back on. Yeah, all the scoreboards here turned off for a minute, and now they're back on. So the coaching staff's trying to take advantage and get a little extra time out, but the officials
not letting it happen.
Aren't really having it. So we have a pretty experienced officiating crew. One of the officials who's on the far side from us right now actually reffed a lot of my high school games when I was in high school. The gentleman over there. So that's 25 years ago. So that tells you this guy's been at it for a long time. And we thought he was old back in the 90s. So, but it's good to see him. He's a nice guy. All right, another offensive foul there again on. That's Kudelka came in and he picked up 2 fouls in about 20 seconds. He is back to the bench, and I think he looks a little bit frustrated. Sometimes also, you might say, Lynchburg is finish that thought in a second. Coleman's shot goes in and out. But Lynchburg to Richmond, not that far, but different officiating associations officiate things differently. There's another call against VES, this time for a travel, and I know they're going to feel like early going. They're just all the whistles seem to be going against them.
And as a football player, we know it too. You go to Virginia Beach and it's different reffing than it is in Richmond.
Yeah, same.
It's something you
Northern
get adjusted
Virginia.
to.
Yeah, ask Highland Springs football about that.
Oh yeah.
But so it is just it's
great cut, great pass. The same play again.
Same play. Chaikin's got to catch it with 2 hands there.
Yeah.
He went to go with one, and I saw him mouth to DJ, my bad. But now Jack Hoyle going to get some first quarter action coming in for Chaikin.
And Hoyle will bring a defensive element with his bigger frame as well.
Plays with a lot of heart. Plays really hard, Jack Hoyle. Good to see.
High motor for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Although Titans there had a miscue. They did not guard number 20, Augie Brody. I think that Hoyle and Pridgeon both guarded the same man, and that left Brody wide open for the 3 that tied it. And those kind of mistakes are maybe not as killer as not having someone's name in the book, but those drive you crazy as a coach. Great effort there by Hoyle. That's exactly what you were just talking about. And now Pridgeon back to Luke Fisher. Thought that was going to go down. Hoyle with another save. And a great good pass by Pridgeon. He got fouled. But I'll tell you what, man, Jack Hoyle came in and 2 loose balls that he recovered. He saved this possession twice. So credit to Hoyle for bringing that motor that you just described. And that's what he's kind of hangs his hat on, and it's paying dividends in the first possession for him offensively.
Definitely.
Inbounds play was better guarded there by VES. They did a nice job. Titans are able to get it in, and Got a fresh shot clock. I wonder if they'll go for the 2-for-1 here with 42 seconds on the game clock, try and get an extra possession, and they do.
Oh, DJ, great
DJ, speaking
rebound.
of extra possessions, good move by Fisher. Takes it strong to the rack, and Luke Fisher's a very capable three-point shooter, but I think that's what he does best. When he's able to get his head down and get in the lane, he's such a good finisher. Good move there, though, on the other end.
Cole got caught trying to help
Yep.
and
Overhelped.
passed right behind him. Yep.
Yeah, Cole overhelped. A great pass by Pearson Young. And you've seen all different phases of Pearson Young's game. Like you said, scoring at 3 levels. He's gotten several rebounds, and there he is with a great pass, setting up a teammate. Fisher for 3, short, and that will do it. So first quarter, we're in the same spot as we started, which is all tied up, 15 apiece. First quarter felt like it flew by a little bit. What do you think, Jack?
Yeah, it definitely flew by, and again, I like the physical element of basketball, and I think both teams brought that on both sides, even if it did involve a couple fouls here and there. But like I said, those high motor guys like DJ Covington and Jack Hoyle, and they really bring Trinity basketball to what Coach Blazer really wants them to be. So.
Yeah, exactly, and it's good to see. I mean, those are guys who've been through the program for years, played. I think multiple years at the JV level, both DJ and Jack Hoyle, and they were key players in that quarter for sure. With DJ hitting the 3 and coming up with several loose balls and rebounds, Hoyle comes in for a brief amount of time and is able to get 2 offensive rebounds and nearly an assist. So, and really, I guess other than Alex Chaikin, all these guys have been in the program. Chaikin, the only new student to the school who's on this year's varsity team. Isaiah Robinson, who you may be able to see at the end of the bench, but he, of course, as you had a very unfortunate front row seat for his pretty horrific injury against Fork Union in football, right, back in October.
Yep.
But it's good to see Isaiah now off crutches. He's still in a boot. I asked him today if there was any chance he could play this year, and he did say there's a possibility come late January, early February.
And I'll tell you, he's going to be a special kid.
Yes.
Super athletic, super fast, really smart kid too. So.
Absolutely. He would have been a huge asset for this team, and he will be for this program. Might not get to make a whole lot of contribution this year.
Tough shot.
Yeah, it's a tough shot by Fisher. It's going to be another kind of 50-50 call that goes I was going to say the Titans way, but this one goes the Bishop's way, as they call Cole Pridgeon for a push. Cole's got to push you pretty hard to move you just because Cole's a very skinny dude out there. But that's first foul on Pridgeon, but he's been given really good minutes. Was super impressed with what he was able to do in the Travis tournament over the weekend, and he's worked really hard. So another guy who's been in the program, played at the JV white level for Dr. Brasington a few years back. And Titans here go 2-3. And that was a well defended. That was a good job. Young forced that shot a little bit, and that pass by DJ is intercepted by Walker Andrews. And a good strong take by Andrews. He probably got from his own free throw line to the rim in about 3.5 seconds. So Andrews shows he's not just a shooter, but really great acceleration there. It's a good look by Alex Chaikin, but Pridgeon's got to come meet that ball, although great defense by Leland Coleman. Leland's really doing the little things tonight.
And you'll see him get involved on the offensive end.
And another turnover. I mean, both teams just trading turnovers. And there's, DJ again. These extra possessions that DJ has gotten this team already is part of what's keeping the Titans in the game. Only down 2.
And I know we were talking. He's a guy that you'll see once you play him, you realize the effect he has on the game, but maybe not on the stat sheet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talked a lot about that on Saturday night, that DJ's contribution is much greater than just on the stat sheet. There's another tough turnover, though. Yeah, it's right now, that's at least the 4th turnover on the Titans that's just been a matter of simple passing and catching.
Yep.
Where either the pass was a little off or they just didn't complete the catch. And a lot of people don't realize, but I mean, even at the varsity level, passing and catching is such a huge, huge part of it.
Try to move before you catch it. Same thing in football.
Yeah, I mean,
DJ
that's another
again
good inside out. But DJ missed the long 2, and Andrews with another rebound. And it's a big shot if he's able to hit it. Comes up short, though. Pridgeon with a rebound. Yeah, I've been coaching a 4th grade girls team. In fact, we practice on Tuesday nights. I'm missing practice tonight because I want to be here for this TESPN broadcast. But we work on passing and catching with 4th grade girls, and then you think, oh, these guys have played their whole lives, but you still got to. But there's DJ with the and one. He made that catch and then finish. Great job.
That's that weight room. That's that weight room, DJ.
And the foul there was on number 10. That's David Bassnight picking up his 2nd foul. That was big. I mean, just a minute ago, the Bishops were shooting a 3 that could have possibly put them up 8. And now with DJ hitting this free throw, it's back just like that, back to a 2-point game. And now Connor Simonton, another senior who's
been through the program,
played JV for 2 years, come back out this year after didn't make the team last year, but to his credit, kept working, came back, and he had a great soccer season for our state quarterfinalist team, and good to see him out here on the basketball court. Another guy who plays really hard. That's a nice flare screen, but the shot was long by Young.
It was a quick release.
Yeah, he's really impressed us, I think, in this first quarter and a half or so. Titans back to the man. They've been switching up defenses. Good rebound by Pridgeon. He's got a couple early rebounds. Ooh. Speaking of passing and catching, Fisher almost lost the handle as Pridgeon fired it to him from about 2 feet away. But good job by Luke Fisher. And here gets Luke going downhill left-handed. And the score. That's what he does best is when he's able to turn that corner.
It's a great feel for contact and working off of it and putting up that.
Yeah, good D there by Fisher along with Leland Coleman.
Ooh, almost a trap.
Yeah, Pridgeon missed. He had Leland Coleman deep, but.
There it is again.
Wow.
Well,
how about
impressive.
that?
He's
Spin
fired
move.
up.
Yeah, he is. And you love to see it, man. You love to see it. Luke Fisher, spin to the scoop layup, left-handed, and one.
And that's going to open up the 3-ball for him later on, and that's
absolutely.
when he starts killing teams.
No, that's a great move by Luke, and I love seeing that emotion. We saw that from him in the Travis semifinal against Cristo Rey. When he started getting fired up like that is exactly when the team went on the run that took them from 11 down to ultimately a 12-point victory. So Luke can be that kind of emotional leader on this team, and he scores in bunches. And
absolutely,
he's just scored now 5 points in a very short time span as he connects on the free throw. The Titans back up by 3.
Definitely one of those guys that gets hot and can't stop him.
Yeah, he had multiple 30-point games as a freshman on the JV team. And another rebound for Leland Coleman. Now he's going to attack the rim, and he's going to get an and one. Just went right at the basket. Not a lot of rim protection. And Titans on a quick 10-0 run. They were, again, down 20-15. Now up 25-20 in just over a minute. One of the best stretches we've seen from this team all year. Making an 11-0 run as Coleman connects on the free throw. Colin Edsel is into the game for the first time. He is a junior protecting that basket, number 40. He's got some great size, probably about 6'7". And travel on Walker Andrews.
Going back to cutting that lead, Titans are a testament of not forcing up threes to cut leads, and they really take it to the hoop all the time, and that's how they cut the lead in the state semifinal as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the 11-0 run, it's been 9 of the points have been on 3 separate and one situations.
Yep.
As well as the Luke Fisher layup. But you had the and one from DJ, the and one from Luke, now the and one from Leland. So, I mean, that's 9 points in 3 possessions without shooting a three-pointer. So you make a great point there. So 3:51 till halftime. Titans with a 6-point lead, and after that traveling call against VES, Coach Sedler called his first timeout of the game. I think very, very good timeout. Momentum squarely in the Titans' favor, and an experienced coach like Sedler knows you gotta stop the bleeding at that point. And VES has gone to Ethan Klein. I believe the first time he's been in, or if he has, we didn't call him out yet. But Klein, the sophomore who's guarding the ball right now, guarding DJ Covington.
They're playing pretty small right now.
Yeah, I mean, they've still got the big man FA in the middle, but other than that, basically 4-guard alignment and a good rebound there. Pearson Young, we've talked about, he does play bigger than he is, and you cannot give him that. Titans caught a break.
Yeah,
That
he's
Young
gonna
missed
hit
that
those.
wide open shot. Leland Coleman took a shot to the face, so the officials, anytime with a head injury, they're going to stop it. I think Leland's going to be okay. Maybe even got poked in the eye. I like stopping it. I think when you're dealing with a head injury, there's no room for messing around, even if it did potentially take away a possible transition opportunity. But Leland's fine, no problem. That'll toughen him up and be good for him. Colin Edsel with the ball screen out top. Titans are looking maybe a little confused on this play. I think someone didn't run the play right. Not going to point fingers, but it looked like, and now they have two guys cut to the same spot. And I mean,
Luke's
Chaikin's
left
pass
with 3-on-1.
yeah. Oh, what a block by
Wow.
Leland. They're going to call a foul, and he needs to be careful. Don't want to show up the refs. I do think it's a tough call on Leland, but that's his second, and you don't want to pick up a technical, which would be a third. So, but yeah, I can see why he was frustrated with that call. It looked clean.
It looked clean, yeah. If anything, you're not giving him easy points, though. But it definitely looked clean from our angle.
It did, and if you want to see it one more time, I mean, look how fast he's running as well. So as Jack and I look at the replay, that's an unfortunate call, but the official definitely stared Leland down for a minute there and thought about teeing him up, and he didn't say anything though. So good job by Leland not to say anything. Then you really got problems, but he just kind of ran away in frustration. And look, he worked really hard to get what looked like a beautiful block. But Titans have gotten some couple favorable whistles as well, though. So you can't have too many complaints.
There's Alex Chaikin.
Yeah, he rushed that one, and he was well guarded there by Pearson Young. Young may have even gotten a piece of it. There we see the big man, the 6'10" junior F.A. Sekaraglu, with the good catch in traffic in the layup, and it's back down to a 2-point game.
I think Alex Chaikin predetermined some of his threes sometimes, and that gets him in a little bit of trouble.
No, I think that's a good observation, Jack. And he is, just a sophomore. He loves this game so much, and he has so much potential. But I do think sometimes you just got to let the game come to you. And you're right. I think he came off that screen determined that he was going to shoot, and Young was in his shooting space. And sometimes you just got to take what the defense gives you. Good take to the hole there by Leland Coleman. He does not connect on that first free throw.
But again, when Alex Chaikin gets hot, it's a show. So
yeah. Now, were you able to go to the Stewart game last week over there?
I wasn't, unfortunately, but I did hear about it, and I know he was hitting some tough shots, and some of those predetermined shots will go in for him.
No
he's
doubt.
an excellent shooter. So
he is, and Coleman hit the second free throw as we get Hoyle and Pridgeon back in the game, and Coleman with the 2 fouls going to come out as well as Edsel coming out. Yeah, I happened to go for kind of a jog around campus last night, and Alex had stayed after practice for a good 45 minutes to get extra shots up. So it just shows he's putting that work in. Luke Fisher with the pull-up.
Wow.
He has been so good tonight in the lane. Fisher already in double figures here in the first half.
He really has a feel for the defense. Knows when to stop, knows when to take it, and
he does.
He can finish with both hands just as good as his strong, dominant hand.
Absolutely. Bishop's got away with an illegal screen there and a nice pull-up by Walker Andrews.
Tough shot.
I don't know if you saw there. I mean, one of their players just grabbed our defender. But I talked about this on Saturday when Carter Schumann got called for a couple of illegal screens. Sometimes another great finish by Fisher, this time left-handed.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, sometimes I think it's good to just set an illegal screen and put the pressure on the officials. And if you get away with it, you get a guy open. And if you get called, it's not a shooting foul.
No.
Speaking of shooting, Walker Andrews, he's a guy similar to Chaikin on our side. If Walker Andrews gets hot, he can really fill it up, as you see from the fact that he scored 47 points in the last 2 games. Now Chaikin's going to get a chance to go to the free throw line as the Titans are in the double bonus. I believe that's going to be the 10th team foul on VES. And, of course, 2 of those team fouls came of the technical foul variety. So in a way, that scorebook issue is still plaguing VES because this would have been a 1-and-1, but because of the technicals, that makes it the 10th team foul. And Chaikin hits the first, extends that lead to 3. And Ethan Klein going to check back in. That was the second foul on Pearson Young. Young has been, I think, as good as anybody on the court thus far today.
Absolutely.
So getting 2 fouls on him is another added bonus for the Titans.
Definitely have to sit him down and save him for the second half.
Yep, Chaikin hits them both. And he's pushing double figures as well. I think he has 8 on 6 or 9 points rather. I think he's got 6 free throws and a 3. So good defense there by Jack Hoyle contesting the shot. And DJ gets a hand on that rebound, knocks it away from the 6'10", number 1 for the Bishops. Yeah, Luke Fisher dragged that pivot foot. He didn't like it, but that was a travel. But with 41 seconds left, the Titans should get at least one more possession before this half is over. And right now with a 4-point lead, Jack, my mindset is no matter what, we've got to go into half with the lead.
Always.
We're up 4. I mean, even if they hit a 3, we're holding for the last shot. But no matter what, we are going to lead at halftime. And they do shoot a 3, but they don't hit it. I think that's a force. I mean, the shot clock is off. You had a chance there to guarantee yourself at least a 4-point lead, and now give the Bishops the ball back. But they turn it over again.
Get lucky.
This game has seen more than its fair share of turnovers by both teams. So Coleman with the 2 fouls is going to check back in for this last offensive possession.
I think we're going to see a Alex Chaikin 3 here. If I had to make a guess,
that would be tremendous for momentum heading into the half. But I want to make sure if I'm the Titans that I get the last shot here. I wouldn't want to shoot with more than maybe 4 seconds, and wouldn't want to turn it over even more so. And Coleman with the 2 fouls just gets out of his way. So overall, a really good half. That last possession disappointing, though, to give away another turnover and 2 free points. But let's not get too worked up about that one bad possession, because overall I think this was an excellent half, probably the best half I've seen Trinity play this year. To have the 2-point lead against a strong VES team, 33-31. And let's do this, Jack. I know we're probably going to want to take a little break here, but before we do, let's just talk about from the first half your observations of what, in your mind, that each team did well and maybe what each team needs to do a little bit better job with.
Yeah, so for watching Trinity for the last few games, I say we're a very strong defensive team who's had lots of struggles offensively. I think we've gotten trapped a lot in previous games, and we haven't done that. We've moved the ball around and created a lot of open shots, and then Luke Fisher just taking it to the hole. But I think, obviously, for VES, I think their biggest struggle has been their fouling, giving away a lot of free points, especially with the booking issue. But they are lights out from 3. And just a really good offensive team and a lot of hustle on that team as well. And then Trinity, just making sure we take our open looks, especially since we're getting a lot of them. Making that extra pass instead of forcing a shot up. So I think that's been the things that I've noticed.
Yeah, no, I think those are it's a great shout there, and I want to pick up on what you said offensively. I mean, in the first 3 games, I believe the Titans scored 52 at Stewart, 48 against Cristo Rey, and 44 against Catholic. So that would come out to an average of just under 50 a game. Well, with 33 first half points, you're looking at on pace for mid-60s. So the offense, I think this has been the best offensive half.
And Leland hasn't even gotten going, really.
Right. Well, exactly. So Fisher, I've got him in just my mental checklist for about 14, Chaikin with 9. And Coleman has about 6, I think. Those might be slightly off. I don't have a stat sheet in front of me, but just from watching and observing. So, yeah, I mean, you're talking about 2 guys almost in double figures, and I'm sure Leland's going to get there. The thing that the Titans need to do better, though, is they've got to clean up the turnovers. Already double-digit turnovers, and a lot of them unforced. I mean, it's one thing if you're playing a team that's pressing and trapping, you're going to have some of that. I mean, that comes with the territory. But VS hasn't really done a whole lot of that, and we've had 4 times when we just didn't complete a simple pass. We had a couple travels, just picking up the pivot foot. Even that play at the end, you got a 4-point lead. Worst case, you're going into the half up 4, but possibly even 6 or 7 if you can score. And instead, ball just gets stripped away. They come down for a layup, and now it's only a 2-point game, as well as I believe VES is going to start the second half with the ball as well. So, so those turnovers, like to me, that's going to be the key. If the Titans can keep their turnovers to, I'd say, 7 or less in the second half, they're going to win. If they have 8 or more turnovers, I think they're unlikely to win. And obviously there's other things at play, shooting, rebounding, but that's the stat I'm really going to look for. And, you help me keep an eye on that because I think that's going to tell the tale as those turnovers. As far as VES goes, they've got a bunch of guys with 2 fouls. They've also had some careless turnovers. And if you're VES, you just don't want to empty possessions because when they get shots and they get some ball reversals, they tend to get very good shots and they have very good shooters. But when they turn the ball over, that's also, it's really which team is going to clean it up a little bit. Both teams have played fine. It's been exciting, but which team is going to clean up the turnovers? I think that's going to be your winner. So that's what to look for. We've got about 5 minutes till the second half gets going, so we will step aside for just a minute, but stay tuned. We've got what should be a great second half coming up, and this game looks like it's going to come right down to the wire. Halftime score, Trinity Episcopal 33, Virginia Episcopal 31. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Well, welcome back to second half action here. Had a great first half. 33-31, Trinity on top of VES as the Bishops from Lynchburg have made the trip to Richmond here on a Tuesday night. Not a huge crowd tonight, but it's been a very entertaining first half. Great playmaking by both teams. But as we talked about, if you listen to our halftime report, the story has also been turnovers, and I think whatever team can clean it up and limit their turnovers.
A lot of unforced turnovers.
Yeah, it's the team that's going to win this game, exactly. And if you're just joining us, this is it's a great possession, but Coleman's got to make that. Didn't want to pick up his third foul, or Shuma. And they do call a foul on Shuma. I really thought it was a jump ball, but they're going to get Shuma for, I think, grabbing. That is going to be his third, but just to say, if you're just joining us, I'm Rick Hamlin, joined by Jack Toscano. And Titan fans, even if you haven't met this man, he is a legend. Build a statue of this kid. State championship quarterback. Better than Daniel Jones. Completed the pass to Trey Ferguson for the greatest play in Trinity football history, and that's not an exaggeration. There's Carter Shuma using that strength to force FA away from the basket, and that's great defense by Shuma. That's why you don't want him picking up more fouls. And here's Shuma at the offensive end with two. Great pass by DJ. And Titans able to get that first bucket of the second half. And I also feel in games like this, it's really, once you have a slim lead, you want to hold on to it. I mean, I know that sounds obvious, but I just think psychologically playing from ahead, this time the Bishops get 4 cracks at it as Leland Coleman and Carter Shuma got stuck on the same side of the basket, and that's really all your size out there. Luke Fisher for 3. Long. Had a great half, Luke Fisher. The one thing he didn't do, I think, was connect on a 3 in 4 attempts. But there's Luke Fisher with a steal and a good chance to get 2, and he does, left-handed. And I'm not sure, Jack, I think maybe half his points have been left-handed.
It seems ambidextrous out there.
Yeah, I think if you'd never seen him play, I'm not sure you would know. Pearson Young, who was the top scorer in the first half for the Bishops.
Strong.
So strong, backs down, uses his strength and athleticism. We haven't really seen him in the open court yet, but I'm pretty sure he can probably dunk the ball really well. As Alex Chaikin got tripped up.
And I like that from Alex Chaikin, not settling for the 3 and really taking it there.
Yeah, that's going to be on Desmond Robertson. I think that's it. Oh, no, it's just his second. I was thinking maybe that was his third. A lot of VS players already with 2, and you can add Roberts to that list. Good execution on the inbounds, and Carter Shuma got Chaikin open. I think the ball hit either the top of the backboard or maybe even the shot clock. So no foul, just possession to VES. And as I was saying, in games where it's like under a 10-point margin, single digits, but you have the lead, I was always really big about, like, we hold on to this lead. You do not want to give it up. Now, we've all seen basketball games where the lead changes 20 times. I mean, it can happen, but I just think, and there's going to be a 4th foul on Shuma, and, man, that is not a lot of contact there. Really, that's a really tough call. I'm going to try and pull up the replay here.
Like a little hand with, that's not enough.
There's nothing in it.
No.
There really isn't. I hate to complain about the officiating, but when you see a kid who's playing hard and playing well pick up his 4th foul with still 5:45 to go in the third quarter, it's frustrating. So Shuma's going to have to take a seat for a while here. And he was playing great. He just made a layup. He got a key rebound, and he set a great screen for Alex Chaikin to get him open a minute ago, although Chaikin did not connect. That ball went out on the Titans, and there Cole Pridgeon got a little lost, and now it's going to be a 3rd foul on Leland Coleman. And if Coleman and Shuma are both in foul trouble, that really limits Trinity's interior presence. And that's unfortunate for Leland, too, because it was Cole Pridgeon just got lost on the inbounds play. And so Leland had to pick up. See, Cole followed the guy there, and Leland had to leave his man. So that's it's tough for Leland to pick up that 3rd. He's going to need to be really careful.
You may see Colin Etzel get some important playing time later.
Yeah, and Etzel was in the first half for a bit. So we are tied up now as Desmond Roberts hit both free throws. Cole Pridgeon dribbles, kind of picks it up, but gets it over to Chaikin. And now Fisher looking to penetrate again. Thought he got bumped, no call. Shot clock reset, which it shouldn't have, but it doesn't really matter because Cole Pridgeon hits the short little jumper. So there should have still been about 10 on the shot clock. So it wouldn't have been a violation, but it never hit the rim. I don't believe it should have reset. Good rebound there by Alex Chaikin. He got shoved, but hung on to it. Finds Fisher. Extra pass. DJ open three. Oh, back rim.
He's been open in that corner a lot.
Yeah.
He's only connected on one so far.
Yeah, that would have been big. And now he's going to pick up a foul. And
story of turnovers and foul trouble.
yeah, it's been a tight whistle. Now, good to see. I think we talked about the turnovers. I don't think Trinity's had a turnover yet this half. So they do seem thus far to have cleaned that up. But they already have 4 fouls. And Walker Andrews, who I think is I believe a very good free throw shooter. I know he's a very good shooter. But that was not his prettiest stroke as he left that one short. Better shot there by Andrews. And the margin is 1. Chaikin coming off a double screen. Young uses that strength and athleticism to come up with a loose ball. Andrews missed the layup, and then
Fight for
the
the ball.
second layup is missed, but not that one. And is that going to be
Leland on
Leland
4.
Coleman's 4th? It is 14, so it's going to be DJ's first. So that at least is a break, but
I believe it's his second, actually.
oh, okay, it is his second. Good correction there. Scoreboard said 1, but they did just put it up to 2. So VS does take the lead back. And what you saw there was good pressure by Cole Pridgeon that forced the missed layup. But the 6'10 junior, that's F.A. Sekaraglu, got 2 more shots at it. And to F.A.'s credit, he finished the layup through contact. And he will come back from this timeout shooting 1. So Titans called the timeout there. And I think Coach Blazer just imploring his guys to play a little bit more effort right now. And I get that. I mean, there's a loose – let's look at what happened in the last 15 seconds. Loose ball on the floor. Young dives for it. Titans don't dive for it. That leads to a run out and a layup that, frankly, Trinity was fortunate that Walker Andrews missed, although somewhat because of the pressure by Cole Pridgeon. So I give Cole credit, but still Andrews, it's the layup he probably makes 80% of the time. But then the tallest guy on the court outruns everybody, gets a rebound, misses badly, gets another rebound. Those are effort plays.
And in these tight games, those 50-50 plays are the ones you need in order to win.
Well, right. I mean, exactly. I mean, not to be cliche, but in a game where midway through the third quarter, it's a 1-point game, it truly is going to come down to what team wants it more. And in the evidence of the last 15 to 20 seconds was that team is VES. Now, having said that, there have been plenty of great plays by the Titans as well. So there's more than just 15 seconds in a game. So Trinity hopes to retake the lead here. Good backdoor cut, but well defended by VES. Fisher gets in the lane, pull up, comes up short. DJ keeps it alive, but
I didn't think he touched it.
Yeah, they're going to say it went off of DJ. And it will go back out to the Bishops. Good defense by DJ. I thought Andrews had him beat, but DJ recovered, cut him off.
Wow, great pass.
Yeah, oh, the dunk was missed. But again, just like the previous possession, the big man gets his own rebound, and he's going to get fouled again. And this time it was Cole Pridgeon with the foul.
Houston Young has his footprints all over this game, to be honest, from the offensive end of VES.
Yeah, I agree. He really he's now several times done what he did there, which is drive to the heart of the defense, draw multiple defenders, and then find the open pass. So now Pridgeon going to come out. You suspected Colin Edsel might get some key minutes here in the second half, and indeed he is about to. Colin Edsel coming back in, played a few minutes in the first half, and that time both free throws are knocked in by Sekaroglu.
It's like Alex shaking his hand on the point guard. Roll really, or
Yeah,
dribbling
get
up the
Fisher
court.
off the ball a little bit. Good pump fake by Chaikin. Not as good a pass. He found Coleman just a second too late. There's a good
great
block by
block.
DJ. Ball will stay with VES, but
He gets a lot of those chase down blocks, I notice.
yeah, he does.
And that goes a testament to his hustle.
Absolutely. No, he plays really hard. Speaking of guys who play hard, Jack Hoyle, who plays very hard as well, has come back in. That's a good inbounds pass, and Desmond Roberts finishes with the left hand.
And Leland didn't want to get that foul.
Leland was scared to challenge the shot as he has 3 fouls. I get it, but maybe just go straight up there, at least provide some resistance. And now Leland comes up short, and momentum squarely with the Bishops here. And now Young for 3, no good. And Trinity is going to catch a little bit of a break as they call over the back. F.A. Sekaroglu made the layup, but wave it off as he climbed the back of Colin Edsel. And that right there is just –
it's a huge call
it's
for
a
Trinity,
huge call,
honestly.
and it's all about the box out.
Yep.
Edsel gets
Great
a
box
good
out.
box out. F.A. got him with a little shove, and ball will go over to Trinity. And those 2 points – and that's huge. Difference between being down 5 and being down 7. Fisher brings it into traffic. Now DJ into the lane, but that's where the 6'10" basket protector changes that shot. And now Roberts all the way for the big slam. And timeout Titans.
Have to take a timeout.
Have to. I mean, since the last timeout, you've seen a 6-0 run that's to tack on top of even, I think, 11 straight points total. I believe it was 39-35 Titans. And that 4-point lead has turned into a 7-point deficit. So,
and something I've noticed is we lose a lot of leads in the third quarter for whatever reason. I don't know if we come out of halftime flat or what it is, but I think in that state semifinal and in the final, they extended leads against us, and then we had to come back in the fourth.
Yes. So the Stewart game, I think in the Stewart game we had a 3-point halftime lead. Lost the lead, down 2 or 3 going to the fourth. The third quarter of the Travis semifinal started really badly. We actually went from down, I think, 4 to down 11, but then it was late third quarter, right around this time that the turnaround began. In the Catholic game as well.
It's hard coming out of halftime, especially as a player. What you're doing is they're gonna make adjustments against you, and you got to kind of start over, start fresh. That's why they always say 0-0 at halftime.
And that's a good look. They get Fisher open shot in the corner, and coming out of the timeout, that's the kind of look you want. But you also have to connect. And now Walker Andrews with a 3 he misses, but DJ Covington with another rebound. Fisher pulls another 3, and again, just off the back iron. And now Young finds. Oh, that's a tough move, and that shot's not going to go. But there's the big man again, and that's one other difference this second half is the big man
getting involved.
Has come to life. F.A. Sekaroglu has scored a bunch of buckets in the second half. Leland Coleman for 3, that's short. Luke Fisher gets the offensive rebound. And you can tell Luke wants to attack.
With F.A. there, it's hard to do it.
Yeah, for sure. He's really stepped up in the second half.
Great defense.
A good block by Roberts.
See if he goes for another dunk. Yeah.
He does go for another dunk, and
wow.
It's impressive.
Yeah, guys got some athleticism for sure. Another timeout.
And then, another timeout. That's the third timeout the Titans have had to use here in the third quarter.
I don't blame him for taking it, but
No, I mean, you're in the midst of a 15-0 run. I mean, as a coach, you got to try to stem the momentum.
It's definitely really important to get a bucket here, or at least a good possession.
Yeah, I mean, coming out of the last time out, got a good look for Luke Fisher. it just didn't go down. And then Fisher comes back and had another good open three that went just off the back rim. And then the block shot by Desmond Roberts and the dunk. So we're in a stretch of the game right now where VES seems to be able to score every time, and Trinity has not scored in several minutes. So now an 11-point deficit with 1:11 to go in the third quarter.
I think a lot of credit goes to FA there with
Yep.
his hustle on the offensive boards and putting them back, but also, I mean, he's a lengthy guy. He doesn't even have to jump to get some of these boards. And we have, I mean, Colin Etzel is what, 6'6", 6'7", and
Yep.
himself. So it's not like he's a small guy.
No, for sure. And Desmond Roberts has also stepped it up this half as
yeah.
well. I mean, I thought the first half.
He's done a great job containing Leland for
yeah,
sure.
The first half it was Pearson Young and Walker Andrews who impressed me the most for VES. But in the second half it's been FA along with Desmond Roberts, who have both really come out of the locker room just with a different energy. That's a tough three for Chaikin, but he hits.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. Even some of those forced threes will go in for him. He's a talented shooter.
Yes, it was forced, and their defense was all over him, but he still hit, and that is just what the Titans needed. That is not what they needed, though, as just a blown assignment there. Credit to VES for running their stuff, but after a three like that, you want to follow it up with a stop, and now Roberts blocks Leland Coleman again. Yeah. Roberts lost the handle for a minute, but he recovers, and there's just about a 1 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. So
they'll hold for the last shot, I assume.
Yeah.
Unless they get that look.
Well, it's a good look for Walker Andrews. He missed, but yet two Titans just leak out. Good block, Cole Pridgeon, as there's 6 to go in the quarter. Fisher, 2 at the buzzer. Chaikin got fouled on the 3, right, and you probably heard the buzzer there, so that's a break. Alex Chaikin's going to get a chance for 3 free throws. It's also going to be the 3rd foul on Desmond Roberts, so that's a great finish to the quarter for the Titans. Really couldn't ask for, well, I guess what you could ask for more is for him to make these 3 free throws.
Absolutely. I think you'll see Luke start to hit a bunch more floaters or attempt a lot more floaters with FA in the game.
Mm-hmm.
When he came out with some foul trouble early in the first half, Luke was taking it at will, and as FA got back in,
that basket, that rim protection is just, it's so valuable. Think about it. If you are Luke, who's not the tallest guy, as Chaikin's now hit the first 2 of the 3, it just, your eyes get wide when you see that 6'10's not there. And when it is, it just changes your mindset with a ball in your hands. But Chaikin hit all 3. So that's great. I mean, that it maybe isn't as dramatic as nailing a buzzer beater, but it counts just the same. And in fact, it's actually even better because not only do you get the 3 points, but you also got that 3rd foul on Desmond Roberts, who's been one of the best players on the court here in the second half. So we're going to go into the 4th quarter with the Titans down 7, but very much in the game. And I actually think 7 was just about the deficit that they faced on Saturday night against Catholic heading into the 4th. So, and I think in the Stewart game they were down 3 or 5 heading into the 4th. So they've kind of been in the same position, single-digit deficit in it. Can the Titans get over the hump here in this 4th quarter? I like the body language. Again, we've said it, not a big crowd tonight, but the crowd that's here is getting loud and encouraging these guys. And you want to start this quarter with a stop, and they go zone, and that's a nice shot and just a good possession. It was Ethan Klein, the lefty, who nailed the 3, but a nice job by Desmond Roberts not to force it, but to find his shooter.
And it's hard to guard Desmond Roberts and FA, who are both 6'7" plus. So Leland has to step down on
Fisher got fouled there. As you talked about him getting into the lane again, and he was able to do that there. And he's going to go to the line for 2. And that foul, they're going to get Ethan Klein, who just hit the 3, just his first foul. and the 4th team foul of the second half. Luke Fisher missed the free throw, and this is where I'd be talking to Luke about his body language, because he's a much better player when he is pumped up, and he missed that free throw and just his shoulders are slumping, his head is down. Knocks that one in, and hopefully that'll get him going.
I think he just has to see one, get in, and that'll start everything up.
For sure. I mean, Luke had we talked about 14 points rather in the first half. Second half, I think before that he'd only had the one layup when he stole the ball in the left-handed layup. Deep one from Walker Andrews. No, but there's F.A. again. He's had a really good second half. The big man, Sekaraglu.
Leland's about to check in, and Carter Shuma, who's looks like he's been the kryptonite to F.A. with his physicality.
Yeah, for sure.
He's not called with a lot of fouls.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to be too physical or he'll foul out, but at least while he's in there. Three-pointer, Cole Pridgeon. No, DJ kept it alive, but right to F.A. Now he's going to show the ball handling skills. And Desmond Roberts, all right, good job, Cole Pridgeon. He tried to put Cole Pridgeon on a poster, but Cole was able to.
Good hesitation.
Yeah, someone's got to rotate back, though, because Desmond Roberts is just waiting. And Andrews makes the layup, and that's where you saw all 5 Titans underneath the free throw line. Chaikin recognized it just in time and started to head back, but it was too late. And that's one thing when you have a point guard like Luke Fisher who likes to go to the basket, you have to have 2 other guards rotate back, because if Fisher doesn't make it, you're very vulnerable in transition, and you saw that there. So actually the Bishops called that timeout, even coming off of the bucket.
You can correct me if I'm wrong, but you like to coach your guards to get back on defense right away, right?
Yes.
Unless they're oversized, not to really chase boards.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I like you to follow your own shot. So if you're Luke Fisher and you shot a floater, then yeah, you can follow it because you're the one who has the most likely read on where it's going to come off. But no, I would never want more than 3 guys going to the offensive glass. I mean, there are some exceptions, like you're down 1 and it's the last possession of the game, and you don't really have to worry about, like, if they get a rebound in transition and like try and get a fast break, it doesn't matter because it's over. So certainly in a situation like that, but generally I would always want 2 guys, 3 going to the glass and 2 dropping back. And the one thing that could maybe change that is, like, if one of your bigs happens to already be back, who can provide a little bit more length and basket protection, then maybe an extra guy can go. But no, I think they just got discombobulated there, and Chaikin was on the wing waiting to possibly get a pass, but when Fisher shot it, Chaikin's just got to get in the habit to immediately go back. But he did. He made an effort. It was just like a split second too late, and a good team like VES is going to punish that. So the margin is up to 13 now.
They didn't give up the dunk, though.
Yeah. That's good execution.
From his corner.
Yeah. But that one came up short, and he didn't really look on balance there. Didn't really have his feet under him.
I think that's something he'll develop more and more, is getting set quicker. Because when he gets set, he's going to hit it. But
yeah,
takes a lot of off-balance shots, and those typically don't get in. Or don't go in, sorry.
Little elbow shot there, rims out, and there's Carter Shuma with the rebound. And I do think that the foul trouble on Shuma has been maybe an underrated story of the second half, because he picked up those 3rd and 4th fouls very quickly, and it really changed the game. Nice move by DJ. Couldn't get the left-hander to go, and now it's another transition opportunity, and Walker Andrews finishes in the transition. And again, it was another one of those 2-on-1s. And the lead now up to 15. And DJ gets bumped. And it will not be a shooting foul, just the 5th foul on the Bishops.
They cleaned up the foul trouble, and
yep,
it's paid off.
Well, and they've cleaned up the turnovers.
Yep.
And that's the thing we talked about at halftime. And VES had very few turnovers this second half. I can only think of one. And 5th team foul, 2nd on Ethan Klein.
The Titans only have 1 timeout left because we had to take a bunch
Yep.
in the 3rd quarter, early in the 3rd.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I mean, that was in the midst of that 15-0 run. Coach just kept trying to stem the momentum. Now that is a killer right there. I mean, off the inbounds, just giving it away. But they might get it back. Yeah, I think that's gonna stay here. No, I think the Titans caught a break there.
Yeah.
I thought that
Yeah, it
ball.
definitely went off of us, but
Yeah, I thought it went off us as well. But we'll take it with 5 minutes left, down 15. You need any break you can get. That's going to be the 6th team foul. That one's an away from the ball foul as Pearson Young grabbed onto Alex Shakin. So now each team with 16 fouls. So from now on, both teams are going to be in the bonus. All fouls are going to be shooting fouls. And now Desmond Roberts going to check in for Pearson Young. One player with 3 fouls checking in for another player with 3 fouls. I got to tell you, Jack, though, little Trinity basketball history. The most amazing comeback ever in Titan basketball history. And a lot's going to have to be cleaned up as there's yet another turnover. And now it's a 17-point game as credit to Augie Brody for making that. And any VES fans listening might not want to hear what I'm about to say, but I think it was 1992. It was actually before I was playing here, but I played with some of the guys that played in this game. Trinity was down 14 to VES with a minute left and won.
wow.
It was the most
Wait, 14 and with a minute left?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. It's like
How does that even happen?
make a bunch of threes, other team misses a bunch of free throws.
Wow.
That's also before I don't think they had gone yet to the 10-shot double bonus, so it still was 1-1.
Okay. So missing a lot of the first.
Missed a lot of free throws, a few turnovers. And then
That is
a
incredible.
guy named Knox Milligan, who Knox now is he's a golf pro at, I think, at Hermitage Country Club, and I think he's also the golf coach at Goochland High School. But he played basketball as well, and Knox hit a half-court shot at the buzzer to send it to overtime.
And then Griffin Wright checking in.
And then the Titans won it overtime. Yeah, and
that is insane.
it really was. It was amazing. It was
Wow.
amazing. But Luke Fisher had to come off, and it looks like a hamstring issue. And Griffin Wright came in.
Early turnover.
And he does turn it over, but the dunk was missed there by Augie Brody. And now Leland Coleman missed the layup. It's going to be a 4th foul on either Coleman or Roberts. I think it's going to be on Roberts.
Roberts, yeah.
Definitely hope that Luke Fisher hamstring is just a tweak, because Titans have 3 games coming up this weekend: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and
yeah, it's a big stretch of games, and they only play about 7, 8 players. So
yeah, Luke leading scorer today, and even the second half when he hasn't shot it as well. I mean, just his ball handling, along with his scoring, is a guy that you really can't afford to lose. So Coach Hall and Dr. Reese checking on him. He doesn't seem to be in too much pain, but he just limped off a little bit holding that hamstring as Leland Coleman makes both free throws.
And Luke brings so much because he draws a lot of attention too when he drives. He'll get 3 defenders at some points, creating a lot of open shots. But honestly, we just haven't hit him today.
So the Titans used their last time out there with 4:09 to go. And can't quite tell. I'm trying to look into the huddle from up top here where we are in the balcony and see what coach is drawing up there, but can't quite tell if it's a press. I mean, you kind of think down 17 with 4 to go. If you're ever going to press, might be the time to give it a try. But we'll find out here when we come out of the timeout.
And we're playing our smaller lineup too with a bunch of fast guys. So I do agree. I think it's going to be a press.
Yeah, it looks like a good pressing lineup. You're gonna when they check back in, you're gonna see Shuma at the 5, Leland Coleman at the 4, DJ Covenant at the 3, Chaikin the 2, and Griffin Wright at the 1. And the way they're setting up in the backcourt, it does look like the press is coming. So yeah, good call, Jack.
Bunch of ball handlers for VES.
Showing off your knowledge of X's and O's of basketball. It's going to be a 1-2-2.
Learn from Coach Grant,
Full
Dayton
court press.
basketball.
Yeah, former VCU coach Anthony Grant.
Absolutely.
VES handled the pressure pretty well, though, as Walker Andrews brings it across to Ethan Klein.
They're going to take up as much clock as possible. Well, never mind.
And Walker Andrews missed the layup. They're going to call a foul there, I think, on Griffin Wright. It is on Griffin. Didn't see a whole lot in it, but, you know, sometimes when you take the ball to the hole strong, you're going to get the benefit of the whistle. And
No, he got in there.
yeah, that's fair enough. And now that we had a chance to look at the replay, Griffin did kind of reach as Andrews went up for it, and he makes the first free throw. And Walker Andrews hits them both. Not quite sure what the delay is.
Is it a clock?
I think it's this. They're talking to the scorebook and calling the other official over. It could be an issue of who the foul was on, possibly, or the number of team fouls, or, and I really hope it's not this, but you hope it's not someone who wasn't in the book, because we've already seen
another book issue. That'd be 3 on the day.
Yeah. Or the other thing, no, they're looking at.
Looking at the books.
Yeah, they're comparing both books. Well, while they're sorting this out, so we know the Titans. At our last broadcast, I didn't know yet who they were playing at Atlantic Shores, but we now, or I've at least now been informed that Thursday's game, just about 48 hours from now, is a rematch against Catholic High School, who we just played on Saturday. So it's an 8-team tournament down there. You're going to be guaranteed 3 games. But obviously, if you win on Thursday, you're going to the winner's bracket semifinal. But if you lose, you'll fall into the consolation bracket. But Coach Burston was telling me some of the teams in the field at the Atlantic Shores tournament. It's a very strong field. So definitely some challenging games coming up, no matter, win or lose on Friday. There's not really any gimmies coming up in that tournament, but going to be a great experience. If you watched us on Saturday night, you heard my partner that night, Sam Gorey, and I just talk about the value of an out-of-town trip early in the season, particularly when these guys didn't get to play last year. So just the team bonding that comes from that is just worth it. It's worth its weight in gold. And obviously, as Alex Shakin attacks the basket and draws a foul, I mean, you hope the Titans go 3-0 and come home with the trophy. But even if you happen to go 0-3, just the experience of getting 2 nights in a hotel, seeing some out-of-town competition that you wouldn't normally play. Now, Catholic, obviously, we did just play, but there's going to be some teams in there that we wouldn't normally see. I just think it's going to be a really good weekend for these guys. As wholesale substitutions coming, you see William Hall in the game for the first time, Miles McClendon into the game for the first time. Or actually, Miles is going to have to wait. He's checking in for the shooter, Chaikin, who made the first. And Chaikin is quietly up around 15 points now.
He's been strong from the line. I think he's missed his one free throw.
That very first one on the technical. But, I think Chaikin has, 10 for 11 from the line, as well as 2 3-pointers. So I think he's got 16 by my count. But, Coach Blazer taking all 5 guys out. Well, I guess Griffin Wright was in, so he's going to stay. But the other 4 are coming in. And in the case of McClendon and Hall, they're coming in for the first time. Hoyle and Simonton saw a bit of action earlier.
Honestly, with this Titan team, I know this one's a rough loss, and they took a rough loss in the championship. I really see them coming alive later on in the season, just like soccer did.
Yeah.
I think they're learning a new system with Coach Blazer, and I think it's a great system. And as they start
Hoyle
to
for 3.
That's a great shot.
Yes.
But as they start to get bonded together and really start to get comfortable with everything,
Yeah.
I think they're really going to come alive and face prep league teams. I think they're going to be competitive in the prep league for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons that I think this weekend is so important is those moments off the court. Has a good shot there and a good three for Augie Brody. He's hit a few threes today. But it's the going to meals together. It's the hanging out, in each other's hotel room. As Simonton's three comes up short. Griffin Wright with the steal, though. Love that hustle by Griffin. Off to Miles McClendon, and he's going to draw a foul on Klein. That's going to put Miles McClendon at the line. Great effort by Griffin Wright. I love that steal from behind. That was my thing as a smaller player, sneak up on him.
Can't see you.
No, they can't. That's it's plays like that why I was third on the all-time steals list when I graduated.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, well, those records have been obliterated by much better players like Jason Wade and Tink Boyd. But no, so I agree. And look, I mean, I think everyone's eyes are wide open that it's going to be a building year. I mean, I don't think anybody is surprised by that. You're talking about a group where essentially no varsity experience at all. I mean, none of these guys had played a varsity game here prior to last Wednesday.
And having the COVID year and playing
Right.
no basketball.
Exactly.
A
lot of skills and drills.
Absolutely.
Which was something, let me tell you. But so you're right. I mean, this
Another
is a team.
three.
Hoyle, 2 in a row from 3. Heating up.
See that one going in from a mile away.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a good angle on that one. I'm really happy for Jack Hoyle. He worked so hard. Walker Andrews not connecting, but a good rebound there by Billy Kudelka. Didn't make the layup, though. So, yeah, I mean, this is a team that I think is going to peak in January and February. Also, we haven't – Hoyle tried the heat check there, didn't make that one. But also, we haven't talked a lot about it tonight. Sam and I talked about it some over the weekend, but getting Trey Ferguson back is going to be huge. He's a fantastic ball handler.
Speedy, can take it to the
Yeah,
basket.
he's also a great defender. And some of the penetration that you've seen VES be able to get tonight, you're not getting that with Trey Ferguson.
Really quick feet. That's one thing. I mean, as a receiver, you have to have it, but really good quick feet. That's a valuable asset on defense, like you were saying.
Exactly. So he's hopefully – I don't know if he'll be good to go for this weekend, but I think certainly by January he'll be back. I'm hearing 1 to 2 more weeks or so. It's a little bit of a tricky injury, but it's not going to be something that's going to keep him out come league play.
No.
And
I'll say, just playing with him, he brings a real winning leadership mentality. I mean, obviously he won a state championship.
Yeah.
Was a part of the last play, but
yeah,
he's really, always held me accountable, always will hold these guys accountable. And I know he's doing it even though he's not playing, but I think that's a big thing.
He's really mature as well.
Yeah.
Griffin Wright goes for 3. He misses, but William Hall kept it alive, and Miles McClendon's 3 is off. Pretty much since this group has been in, it's been all 3-pointers.
That's what I like to see sometimes,
Yeah. All right, so we're down about 30 seconds left. As Connor Simonton does commit a foul, and that's going to put number 4, Ricky Lee, on the line, the senior, who's getting his first action of the day.
Just also one more thing, Gabe Du Bois was out today, and he plays some big minutes normally.
He
can shoot the ball really well.
Yeah, he played well over the weekend, and now AK Key's getting his first minutes of the night.
And he's probably the fastest kid at our school too. So that
AK, Gabe, Gabe, yeah,
Gabe is
Gabe is so fast,
so fast.
Yeah, well, we went out on the track a lot last year since we couldn't play basketball, and Gabe, hey, AK getting right in the stat sheet immediately with a rebound. But I was just going to say as we wrap up here, congratulations to VES. If you joined us late, I taught and coached at VES at the beginning of my career in education and have very fond memories. Lived in Jet Hall, lived on VES Road there. So love this school. So good luck to you guys this year. Great bucket by Connor Simonton.
No, they played a really, really a good game.
Yeah, really good second half. Super solid.
Yeah.
So to Athletic Director Bob Lake, who's a good friend of mine, and everybody up in Lynchburg, congratulations on the win. Good luck the rest of the way. Titans come up short tonight. Excellent first half, had the halftime lead, but that third quarter, things got away a little bit. And your final score, Virginia Episcopal 72, Trinity Episcopal 59. And our next TESPN broadcast, I believe, is going to be girls basketball this Thursday evening. I think it's at 5 o'clock on Thursday against St. John Paul the Great. So tune in for that one. And I believe that's our last broadcast until January, I think. So if you enjoy this TESPN coverage that we've been bringing you all fall and now into the winter, we'll be back on Thursday night for some girls hoops and then a full slate of Prep League action when the calendar flips to 2022. Jack, any final thoughts as we wrap it up here?
Just it was a good game.
Yeah.
It was a great first game to be in the booth and announcing, and like you were saying, VES played a really good game and a really, really good second half to come back and keep that lead. I don't think they gave the lead up at all in the second half.
Well, they didn't, and that you know,
like you were saying,
not to toot my horn, but I had said, like, a lot of times in games like that, once the lead shifts, sometimes it just doesn't shift again. Now, sometimes it does, and sometimes it goes back and forth. But Trinity led 39-35. VES surpassed the Titans at 40-39, and VES was into the 50s by the time Trinity scored again. It was a 15-0 run for the Bishops to go from 35 on the scoreboard to 50. And you're right, exactly right. Once they took that lead, they never gave it up. So, yeah, and I agree as well. I think the first half was probably the best Trinity's played this year. The third quarter is where it got away, and it's going to take 32 minutes to beat a good team like VES, but this team will get there.
I think I just see a good future
Yep.
with them and getting comfortable with the system. And I think Coach Blazer, I actually, oddly enough, I went to one of their practices
Yeah.
to try out. I could only go to one because I said I would do it my senior year, and I loved the intensity that they had. And he's a great leader, and I do think this team has a lot of great leaders.
Yep.
And I think this team will get there eventually.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, it is funny. I was on frequently in the evenings, I jog around campus after I get the kids to bed, and I was running on the football field, and I saw a dude in all black that Monday right after the state championship football game. I said, "What?" Walking out of the gym, I said, "What is that? Jack Toscano? What's he doing here at 8:30 on a Monday night?" And apparently, you had played basketball that night.
Yeah, well, I didn't do too good.
or been in the gym at least. But
Yeah.
all right, well we'll wrap it up here. As always, big thanks to our executive producer Jeffrey Bell. Also, thanks to Hagan Andrew, who was in the production team tonight. And once again, final score 72-59. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate all the support. We'll see you next time.